Because he went straight to the king and said he wants the death of the king, right? Even though he has no idea what's happening. What do you think about that?
What I think is just fucking dog shit. Look, Matt, if you want to convince these people, you gotta call Laertes an idiot. I'm positive.
English has never been my best subject, but in general, I think I just lacked the understanding of language. But this year, I was ready to change that. I used to compensate for my crippling lack of passion for the subject with fancy words that I picked up over the years, but I've learned that it doesn't matter how good your sentence sounds, if the substance that it tries to convey doesn't work, my English will never reach the heights that I want it to achieve. Solving problems, though, is just one of my favorite things to do in math and science. Sure, there are many ways that you can derive your answer, but there's always just one definitive answer that you can tweak your process to get. But English is different. Creative subjects like drawing and architecture, there are too many processes in my head to keep track of, too many answers that might or might not be what the teacher wants. And when I write, I just become stuck in this perpetual loop, trying to find out what I want my final product to look like. I become paralyzed by this fear that anything I create won't be good enough. But I wanted that to change. I really did. At the beginning of the year, it felt like nothing was different. My grades were the same, but I promised myself that I had more to give. Or was this really all I had to offer? So I kept going. I had to keep going because it felt like everyone else was just leaving me behind. I started conferencing more, and for honestly anything that I thought might help, clarifications, extra practice. But now the pressure was really weighing me down. Every word, every sentence that I wrote had me questioning it for 5 times longer than it took me to write it. Multiple drafts of the same paragraph getting crossed out. This went on for so long, but I just realized I had to become faster at coming up with ideas and establish my vision for what I want to write sooner. This would give me more time to tweak my writing into what I initially envisioned it to be. Because deep down, I felt like I had good ideas, but there wasn't a lot of space for me to express myself. I knew if I kept pushing, I would eventually have an assignment or two that I could pour my heart into, and those assignments were in the form of a presentation and a creative essay. The best written assignment by far was the creative essay. It felt like I finally found an assignment that I found enjoyable and that I could put passion into. Reliving my life stories and writing them down in such interesting ways became a highlight of my year. And honestly, I didn't think I would find anything else as interesting and push my creative boundaries as my creative writing. But soon enough, I would get an even brighter event that would cement this year as the best year in English in my lifetime. I always felt more familiar with verbal communication than text, and it felt like presentations always helped me become a more confident speaker. But the problem was that I always viewed English speaking as this professional subject. Like you use fancy words to try to communicate your thought in a reasonable and calm manner. But when I got paired with Ashkan during the debate, it really helped me push my creative writing and push the boundaries of what I thought presentations should be. While I was thinking about how to use calm words to try to attract the audience and get their attention and try to convince them of something over the opponent, Ashkan was out there using words that honestly I didn't know were allowed to be used in a debate.
What about Laertes? Laertes is an idiot who, despite losing less, reciprocates for more. An impulsive hothead who easily loses his judgment and lets his agile mind be weaponized by Claudius. Am I wrong, ladies and gentlemen? No! This is the truth and we must stand by it. These twisted individuals.
I thought that debates were supposed to be calm, right? You have two people trying to set up themselves for success, but no, Ashkan was going off on the offensive and going after the other side as well. It became something that I honestly hadn't seen before. Ashkan helped me show that writing wasn't just about information or structure, but it was about the audience. I became more focused on emphasizing my own points in a similar fashion, and I used the rest of my time to establish the impression that the other side had less valid points. It finally felt like I was getting one step closer to what Miss Garda actually wanted us to write a topic that can be thoroughly discussed and debated, but at the same time you should write it as if your side is the only valid option. And this brings me to the final project, a video going through what I've learned and how I'm going to take it with me into the future. This video has honestly just been an excuse for me to indulge in my creative side. Even though I don't have the skills to bring my creative writing and arts into reality, it's still something I feel very passionate about. But with this newfound creativity, it honestly feels like I'm more prepared to create again than ever before. But this journey that I've taken all started from regret. Regret that I didn't start writing sooner. Regret that I wasn't able to live to my own expectations. It was this regret that allowed me to find new ways to write and push myself when it felt like nothing would change. It helped me from stagnating where I was and honestly helped me make good decisions and memories for myself in high school. And who knows, maybe even in the near future during university. If anything, I hope this short video has shown why regret is nothing to run away from. It's something that you can use to help improve yourself. All regret is proof that you care, that you want more for yourself. And when you stop letting that hold you back, it becomes the reason why you move forward. And for me, regret didn't cause me to stop writing my story. It's what finally pushed me to start writing it.